Hey guys, here is my patch explanation for my most recent patch that I really enjoyed making. My thought with this was I really wanted to explore using the Varigate 4 Plus to program my melody. And I'll talk about how I did that in a little bit, but I really wanted to explore the randomness and the probability of the gate outputs, as well as the probability you can add into note CV inputs as well. So let's start talking about the drums as first. Plats is being my bass drum here in that bass drum module. Varigate 4 Plus is triggering that with the fourth track here. And then the third track is controlling the decay time by means of the morph knob there. So here's the bass drum. So, and also in this track 3 that's controlling the morph, I also went in and pushed probability and then note. And so I can even on each step control how much it's changing it so that the decay time changes through each time through the sequence as well, slightly on certain steps. So that's that. The hi-hat then is being controlled by the sequencer here in the pressure one, which is set on envelopes. I've got the white noise output coming down into my VCA, whose volume is being controlled by those envelopes from the pressure or the mod 2 track. And then that output is being sent right into attenuator 1 so that I can control its volume overall here. And then it's being sent up into the main master volume up there. So I've got my hi-hats and snare sounds right here, messing with the different decay times to get the different sounds. And I remembered too to plug in a dummy cable into the cutoff input so that my attenuator 1 does not affect the cutoff. So the melody, the thing that I was really most excited about checking out, coming out of the Varigate 4 Plus gate-wise into the ADSR and pitch-wise from track 1 into the pitch input up here. It sounds something like this from oscillator 2. Both the pitches at the end of the phrase as well as some of the gates in the middle have their probability set to different amounts, so it changes as it goes through a little bit. But where things get really interesting is with the frequency modulation. So what I have set up here is the frequency modulation is plugged in from LFO2. So LFO2 plugged into the frequency modulation input there, and LFO2 is set on a square wave that's synced to my clock. So when we hear these waves over here, so it takes the input and knocks it up and down a fifth. If I unplug the pitch one, you can hear it just oscillating between those two notes. So that I had to get that exact I had to just lock in that FM into just the right spot so that this LFO will oscillate between those two a fifth apart. And then when you put that on top of the pitches that are coming in, you get some interesting things. And it can work really nicely with, on slower speeds, it makes interesting melodies that are a little bit longer. And I should note that the CV inputs up here or the CV output of this is set to a minor pentatonic scale for the main pitches there. So that's the main things that are happening. I do also have some extra things plugged into the metal mod. Since I'm not using the velocity, I wanted to use something in that. And at first I thought that I was having it controlled by the AD envelope, but when I started making this patch explanation, I realized I actually have it being patched by the output of the amp. So the triangle wave here is being modulated at audio rates, which kind of ends up sounding something like this. Kind of neat stuff happening there. So that's my patch. I hope you enjoyed. I certainly enjoyed having the variegate get some use as a sequencer for my things, and seeing what it can do as I go at this. So thanks.